Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Welcome to the RSM Alumni Career Days 2025. It's already the third year we're organizing the Alumni Career Days. My name is Tom Lojaar, and on behalf of the RSM Alumni team, again, once more, welcome. This is the campus day of the Alumni Career Days 25. We had 4 online days already, and it's always great to see a lot of people here in person as well. Today's session is part of the entrepreneur track. Today, during this hands-on masterclass, you will explore what it means, what entrepreneurship means. You'll learn to build bridges between ideas and opportunities. And today's session will be hosted by Liesje, the head of business development at Erasmus Enterprise, soon to be triathlete. But also Martha, the community manager of Erasmus Enterprise. One small note, as you might see in the top right corner, the session is being recorded. And without further ado, ladies, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you.
Liesje and Martha.
We already gave you a present, so that's a VR goggle. We're going to use it on the end of the session, and you can take it with you. Who already has VR goggles at home? Oh, only one? Oh, so you will be the expert then.
I'm the innovator.
No. And who has already his own company? Just after studies already?
So first worked a little bit and then
Okay, cool. Cool. And the rest is trying to start his own business or not? Or want to? And you're now working for a corporate or?
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe a short introduction and there's also a slide. So I started working at Bijesdorf, most likely. You know the companies from Nivea, for instance, and Labello. Most likely rings a bell. And then I moved to Jacobsdal Edwards. So I always say, that's a coffee company in the Netherlands, that you can be also entrepreneurial in your own company or at a corporate. My father started his own business when he was 52. I'm now 42, so I always tend to say that I still have 10 more years left. But we're going to learn you a bit in, also if you work in a corporate, how you can develop ideas, or how you kind of can elevate your business a little bit further. And we tend to make everything super fun and practical. So if you have questions or want to have tea or coffee or whatever, then please just shout and then we will manage. And indeed, what Tom was saying, I'm quite supportive as well. So I'm training for a marathon in New York, and I'm doing Sunday the triathlon. Indeed. Can you do a short introduction about yourself?
So my name is Martha. As you can probably tell, I come from the UK. I moved here about 5 years ago, and I work for Erasmus Enterprise connecting people, but I also have my own business on the weekends making and selling hummus and dips. So a little bit of both, a little bit entrepreneurial, a little bit working with startups. For me, it's the perfect combination. I am not so sportive as Liesje. But I recently went surfing for the first time at Riff 14 and I really enjoyed it. So I'm thinking maybe this is the next step.
And who lives in Rotterdam? Okay. Then the Northern Markt, right? On Saturday.
Yes, at the Oaksmarkt.
Yeah, so it's definitely the best hummus I've tasted. Maybe first question for you. So what do you expect from today? Can you, or this hour? And you can just shout. Yeah. Or nothing and just want to use the goggles, that's also fine. Yeah.
The first steps to create a company
Yeah, first step to create a company.
in this country.
Okay. Like I'm super Dutch, so I don't know how to start a business in a different country, but I don't know the super differences. Okay. So if you don't have a super clear answer, then we will help you after the session. Okay. So for instance, one of our major partners is also the city of Rotterdam. So they definitely know how to do it here. But I'm not sure if it's our special. The first question definitely it will be answered. Anyone else?
So I can also share something. So as the title says, discovering the spark of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So some people are like natural born entrepreneurs who start at the age of 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
They start some bootstrapping things and it grows up a lot. And for others, it is a love which comes later in life.
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in knowing what is the management perspective to look at the spark of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
For example, what is the theory behind it? How Erasmus thinks about it in a way. Because so
I'm
far,
not sure we are Erasmus. We can definitely share perspective. If you want to have an academic perspective, then just to manage expectations, that's not us, but we can help you to connect you. With
whatever
us.
you know means the time is
Yeah.
also limited, so I'm aware.
No, but
You cannot-
we don't have all the academic knowledge. But we will definitely ask. Someone else. Get him. I hope. I hope. Yeah.
For me, it's twofold. So
Yeah.
one thing would be how maybe some people in this room, maybe also you guys, how you can find good business partners, because
Yeah.
as a
Yeah. And
as
then,
administrator, it's quite difficult. We know a lot about business,
yeah.
but we don't really have practical knowledge in 95% of the cases. So that's
Yeah.
a big challenge for me.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, it's so we can have some time on this as well. So maybe we do in the end a little bit an open discussion. A super valid point. So maybe to just go into a little bit in depth already on this one is that what you will experience as well is that the idea is like half of the stuff you will win in business. So the teammates are much more important. So investors look much more on what the team is capable. So also what your strengths is and what you're looking for. Just to do one, but now we do to the end. Maxima, I'm not sure if you know, she's our queen. She will come on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have a session, Find Your Co-Founder, from 4:10 till
Yeah, 5.
5-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're really into finding a co-founder, then I would advise you to come on Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry.
Yeah, Maxima is coming.
Okay. Where?
Festival of Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, indeed. And then she will be first in the aula, and then we organize the entrepreneurial festival, and we do 4 things. So we have a speed dating event. So if you, you're also on the table on investors, for instance. We have a investor game with graduate funds, and we also have Find Your Co-Founder with Jess Delft. So if you want to find your co-founder, which is, I
First of all,
assume.
where can I find more information?
You have a QR code in there. Yeah.
Later on in the slide deck.
Yeah, there is a,
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Anyone? Yeah. Would you?
Also, like, if we already have a co-founder or the partner, like, what are the deciding factors? Like, it will go well. What to look in the person?
Yeah.
to decide, basically.
Yeah, that will be definitely in. So that will be in assignment, right? Or did we? Yeah, will be. Yeah. Good question. Anyone else? Or all good, and then we just. You're so silent for this.
I have a section.
Yeah, just shout. It's the entrepreneur. Just shout. We have.
Second thing for me is also after working for a decade in corporate, you get so structurized that starting a business is pretty chaotic. So I can think of so many things that need to happen that I can't start. That's my major issue, I think. Because you know so much that can go wrong that you try to figure out everything in advance because you're accustomed. You have gates, you have to have everything in order. And entrepreneurship is much more, let's see what happens.
Yeah, so the first one would be, from my perspective, but you can definitely say that much more, Richard, is it, would be my question. So is it that you need to know everything, question mark? And then the other one is that what we always say is that pivoting is much more relevant to an entrepreneur than having everything sorted out. So sometimes that's why we do a fun, so the workshop on This afternoon is fun and failing, so please join because that's definitely part of this. And sorry, I will get to the because you also had a question. I used to work at the corporate. I love the energy of startups. So, if I may say so, Marta is a little bit less structured than I am. So that's why we also find our perfect team. So always find someone who is not you, I would say, or be complementary. Right?
Yes, yeah. And I agree, it is scary when you first start. And I know there's a phrase in English that says, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. But I always say to startups that actually, if it's worth doing for the first time, it's worth doing bad. Because then you learn and you pivot and you get to make changes super quickly, which is the best part of the energy of the startup, is that you get to move really quick.
And embrace feedback. That's what I would also suggest. Yeah, I will get back to you. Yeah.
My question would be, what is the point? So when you are entrepreneur, you started trying and you might have success, you might fail. And a lot of times we might fail. And what is the point that you say, okay, I keep trying and keep trying. And at some point you say, well, maybe this is not going to work. And then I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
What is that?
Super valid question. I'm not sure if I completely answer it correctly for you, but entrepreneurship is always solving a problem. And it needs to have a certain amount of value in it. So we always tend to say, and it needs to be scalable, but the last part is a little bit less relevant. So if you want to get investment, if you don't solve a problem, they will never get investment. So if you, does this make sense to you? Or is it then, and if the problem is not solved, then stop. That would be my advice.
Yeah, I think my question is also referring to how many times or what's the attempt that you try to solve the problem, and then you say, well, I've tried enough. Exactly. Or I should give another try. I think that would be a bit more in my.
It's a little bit too generic for because.
I can add some value here if you want.
Yeah, definitely. No, please add.
Because I have my own startup for quite some time now. And one of the general idea is that whatever product or service you have, what you're offering, and if it is not working commercially, the first thing you have to see is, does your service have traction? Are people using it? That is the most important. Whether you are making a loss or profit, that's secondary. But if people are using it, that means you have traction. And then the second thing you have to see is the valuation of your company. Is the valuation of your company growing or not? And if the valuation is growing and you have traction, even though you are making losses, you will still find investors who will back you up.
Yeah, completely right. And thanks for adding it. But let's do it also in the exercise. So then we can make it a little bit more specific and see where we can find the sweet spots. Because I had a discussion with quite a well-known entrepreneur, and he says also part is luck and timing. So sometimes you just need to stop, pause, and then move forward. But if you do it in the assignment, we would like to give it, then we can make it a little bit more. But good question. You had it also, right, or not?
You partially answered already.
Very good. And a word for applause.
I do have a counterpoint to the colleague that had a corporate board. I came from consulting. And I usually stuck with the situation that being consultant, you know a bit of everything, but you cannot actually provide support in the details on the corporate. So the challenge I currently have is how to scale my knowledge and my approach to tackle businesses, and yet to be relatable to big corporates and even small corporates, because they have peculiarities in both levels. So that will be my pivoting question. So confronting him point of view, but as well adding how to scale knowledge.
I'm gonna do a different assignment with you when I.
Okay.
Because also making it a little bit practical would be
perfect.
basic. You also had one, right, or not? Or,
One topic I had in
Yeah.
my mind, and specifically for those of us that are actually in corporate,
Yeah.
and want to switch to entrepreneurship,
yeah.
maybe like tips and tricks and best practices.
Yeah. A fully open and transparent answer would be first take a sabbatical and then move forward. So I took a sabbatical.
For redundancy.
And no, the thing is that, yeah, and it's also a little bit concerning your question, and also a little bit yours. So be aware that the language you speak is different in a corporate than when you talk to startups. So is that right?
Yeah, it definitely is. Also the way you're doing things, everything needs to be on time. And then when you start as an entrepreneur, you have to wait for a month before someone has time to answer your call or something like that. If you want to go in on a project, you have to be a little bit more indirect and not, for me at least, I worked in Germany in a management consulting firm, and everything had to be like a certain way, and you had to do it following a certain process and everything all nicely. But when you start as an entrepreneur, you need to throw that all in the water basically, because you cannot do it every time.
Yeah, you say something different, so let's translate it a bit. Be vulnerable. Because sometimes corporates are also thinking that they own the world, that they kind of think they know how the structure works. That's not true. And be a little bit aware of how you dress. So I used to dress high heels, with business suits. I never go. So put on your sneakers. What is this? Roll up your sleeves
Yeah.
and just do the work.
Yeah.
So the first year I took this job, like 80% of the feedback I was, oh, you're not a corporate girl, which is a compliment because sometimes the people just want to do business with you because they would like to, what is gunnen? And
Yes.
help me out with,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's
It's hard to translate.
Yeah.
so, if you are at a corporate, you always have a seat at the table. Yeah, so if you have a startup, it's also about the person, if you believe in the team, and then they will just give you the business.
Believe in your mission and they.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, so be a little bit aware also on the social facts and enjoy that feeling is fun with the team. So I do, a lot of my friends used to work at corporates and still are there. So there are also fun people there. But the reason why people start their own business or why start working at Erasmus Enterprise is much more intrinsic than driven by money or stuff. But embrace that. Yeah. And the other question would be ask a lot of questions instead of, and that's also a little bit for you, instead of giving answers. Yeah? Okay. And otherwise I have 10,000 other tricks. Go kite surfing, skiing. Girls, do you have anything to add? Or are you all good to move on? Yeah? Cool. This is I think we switched the presentation around, right?
Yeah.
I think this must be. Okay. So we went surfing.
Yeah.
I was awful in it. Marta was much better. She was first in line. She stand 5 times. We could be super cool co-founders.
Yeah, this is a very startup-y vibe to the photo, I think.
Yeah. One thing about find your co-founder, also seeing which one of your personal friends could be a co-founder. A little bit about Erasmus Enterprise. Who did already know Erasmus Enterprise? Yeah, cool. How do you know?
I actually did a accelerator program.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Which one?
I think it was called something. It was in cooperation with the Bocconi University.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. You?
Yeah, I just knew it from being on campus.
Okay, cool. We're located in the yellow building, that side. We stimulate entrepreneurship among alumni, but also among students and academics. The thing is that we can ask if we, because there are a couple of, we have a yellow booklet. we will spread it. So we also produce it how to do it. We're also a holding company. So Erasmus Center for Entrepreneurship, they're good in stimulating entrepreneurship and doing practical research. ARBS, that's if you are an academic and you would like to start your own business, then that's the way to go. Yes, Delft, that's the largest incubator in the Netherlands. Have you ever been or not? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you want to do something with tech, then it's super cool too. Just go there. You can also go with us. Graduate Fund, that's an investment fund. You need to help me out. I think the smallest tickets is 10K up to 300K.
Yeah.
Don't pinpoint me on these
One
numbers,
of the
please.
largest seed funds in the Netherlands as well.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is it is alumni supporting alumni and other students.
Yeah.
So all of the money comes from alumni of, I think, Erasmus and Delft.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they invest in companies from those two universities who've recently graduated, who are kind of just getting their ideas together. And then they also support them through the journey a little bit.
Yeah, so it's all you. So if you want to get some investment, then it's ready to go. Unique, that's, I don't, it's also a recording, so I don't know the exact numbers. That's the investment fund from Innovation Corner. So if you want to have larger tickets, then they do it. We do like 3 programs which could be relevant. So if you want to coach students at Erasmus, but also from the hogeschool, then we have Talent for Transition. It's pretty cool. You can just send Marta or myself an email. Then we have the Erasmus University Challenge, and it's a little bit an incubation program we already have. You can definitely also participate as a coach, and we have a fun movie out of it. And the NL Startup Competition, I'm not sure if you know Upstream.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah?
this year.
Nice.
Cool. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was actually overwhelming. There were too many good things going on at the same time and very difficult to attend all of them because
Yeah.
the locations were very different.
Yeah.
One was in Breda, one was in Delft, and one was in Rotterdam. So
Yeah.
we had to make some compromises.
Yeah, true. So in short, if you don't know, it is the largest startup and scale-up festival in the Netherlands. It's in 2 days. So the first day is like spread it around among most of the time South Holland, to be honest, a little bit Brabant. And on day 0, it's always on Annabel. I'm not sure if you know that. It's near the central station, and it's really built as a festival. So you have like Michiel Vos. I'm not sure if you know him, but
He did his session, it was good.
Yeah, okay, cool. You have round tables, and we do the startup stage. So we had 16 finalists pitching for investment money. And last year, for instance, I think Jet License had won 10K with us, and then they had 600,000 euros or a dollar, sorry, in investment in the US. So that's also a pretty cool way to move
And
forward.
so the founder of Chat License is also an alumni of Erasmus.
Yeah, indeed.
Founder of Chat?
Chat License.
Yeah, Jet License. Yeah, seriously. We always tend to make it a little bit more fun, and then you can see what we do for students. So if I can just click, or do I need to? This is the finale of the Erasmus University Challenge in the Excel sorting, just to give you some fun perspective, and also in how we work with corporates, or how we. Oh.
We're here today for the Erasmus University Challenge at the beautiful Excel Stadium in Rotterdam. Today, we've seen some amazing startups deliver their pitches and win some amazing prizes.
It's been a wonderful day, and it is full of energy. Lots of young people who have extreme bright ideas, full potential, and it's really nice to be part of it. Oh, this was a great day. saw so many nice pictures and so many creativity and innovation. So yeah, Rotterdam did a good job by doing this challenge.
Do you remember this panel was really an honor to represent also the panel that was sitting there along with the big CEOs, CFOs of the companies. And then as a young professional, I feel really honored to be next to them, beside them. And yeah, in order to give advice to all the different entrepreneurs, that felt really good.
So impressed with what these young people come up with. So bring it on. Don't be scared. If you have a great idea, go for it. There's no shame in failing. There's shame in not trying what you really want to do.
The feeling of excitement, and it's almost undescribable. I'm feeling very happy, very thankful as well to be able to get this right. This prize means to us that we can really help the people in Delft and Rotterdam, people that don't have the money to buy period products, so that we can end period poverty in a structural manner.
See you at the boat trip, the 12th of November.
Yeah, this boat trip was already. What do you learn from this video?
Lots of energy.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. And maybe on one other thing? Yeah.
You see a lot of sparks of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah.
think it's shame not to try as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and one other thing, and that's also a little bit on the assignment we will give you, is that think of your critical ask. So I'm not sure if you saw, for instance, Han Go, he's from Bhutan, like the Asian sauce.
Yeah, sauces, soy sauces.
So if you want to make a step in entrepreneurship, then he is the way to go, but it can be also a customer. Ahold Delhaize is quite a large company, for instance, or Van Oort or the Port of Rotterdam as well. So think of the one or two things you have as a critical ask for solving a problem. Yeah, does that make a little bit more sense? Yeah.
And what does it mean to have a critical ask?
Yeah. Would you like to explain?
Yeah, so your critical ask is the one thing that you really need help with right at that moment to progress. So is there something, do you have a big blocker? Is it that your next step is investment? Do you need a co-founder? Do you need to find customers? And then to narrow that down into something that you can present really easily to people so that they can help you meet your critical ask.
Yeah, so you know the phrase elevator pitch, right? Yeah. So that's also why we tend to say that we believe that this system works because you need to think what you need to tell in a pitch. And especially if you work in corporate, sorry guys, you think to do so many analyses, they sometimes tend to forget what is the single thing you need to do tomorrow differently. So for you, I'm not sure if I said this correctly, but for you, it could be find your co-founder. So search for what it is. And for you, it would be something different. Yeah? Does it make a little bit more sense? And be vulnerable and ask for help. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm currently pursuing my MBA at RSM.
Yeah.
We were actually looking out for competitions to be a part of, and I know that I've heard about EC and
You can join. We had a team for MBA students
last year.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Okay, so when I'm gonna just do.
Yeah, you can register at Martha.
Yes.
And you can do it right now and it starts in September.
Okay.
And the thing is, so you then tend to say, okay, workshop is quite busy, so at least one of your teammates needs to be at the event that we organize. So we have 5 different events. I'm not sure if that's the slides you see.
Yes.
Okay, then you can definitely join.
Definitely.
And we always tend to say to students, so we do always 3 things at the events. Is we have the inside-out perspective. So sometimes an entrepreneur who is on stage. The second part of the workshop is doing stuff, and then the third one is drinking beer and pizza. Or if you want to do something else, we also have. We always have pizza, but we have tea and coffee as well.
Yeah.
So are these like sector specific events or these?
Yes,
events are
also a
general?
good question. I'm gonna ask you a question, but do you think entrepreneurship is sector specific?
Well, in the beginning, not, but maybe after a few steps, then it becomes more complex.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. So we are the first step, and we have sector specific programs, which can be at JSDL, for instance, but also in Leiden, on biotech, etc., etc. I honestly believe that meeting people from other sectors can be also a help for you as an entrepreneur. Or if you want to make a step from a corporate, I'm not sure which one of you was, you were saying it, right? Yeah, so corporate to go outside. Yeah.
It also helps you as an entrepreneur to meet people from other sectors, because they might be able to see a use for your innovation in their sector that you might not be able to see.
But if you want to have it, it is there.
Yeah.
Also good for collaboration, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, this is for inspiration, collaboration, idea generation, great. For the creation of your sales pipeline, at the end, when you start really going practical, when you start like going through a list of customers, like start kind of prospecting and stuff, isn't it better to be sector specific? Specifically, if you have a product which might be cross sector, how would you see it?
Yeah.
With that.
I think there's not a yes and no answer. To be honest, if it feels comfortable, then you can go to this sector specific. We work, so I always tend to say that my job is nicer than the investment managers. The investment managers, some of them are built into sectors, so they have sector specific stuff. And some of them are much more generic. I don't think the reasoning is that I would advise you, but I used to do sales, always talk to customers. So I'm not sure, you already have your own business, right? So do you already earn money?
Yeah, but I'm still doing consulting just then by myself.
Okay, but consulting, then you definitely need to talk to customers.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So start talking to customers as soon as possible and don't make a full list. I would say skip the list, start calling. That would be my first advice. And make real contacts. But it can be also one of your challenges. Yeah. Okay, this is a little bit the fun part, and also what we did at Upstream. Also use the power of online and offline press. Yeah, so that can definitely help you to grow your business. Say, maybe one comparison. It's a little bit female. They had a brilliant story. But did they have their best pitch? Not quite.
I've seen them do better pitches.
Exactly. So one of the things for you, for instance, also search on what you need. So I think the next step of the ladies would be that they add a mail which has a little bit more bravo, a lot of more
bravado,
yeah.
Stage presence,
yes.
sort of.
Yeah. And maybe you're the way around for guys to have a little bit more feminine in the team. So think a little bit and also on characteristics instead of just business use. Oh yeah, and those guys, they were super cool. So this is, they started at the Erasmus University Challenge, and I was with an investment manager, a little bit your question. They came in a room. I thought, okay, I don't really understand what they're gonna sell. And Bas and myself were saying, okay, let's just enter. And then they pivoted like 10 times their business model and they won 1 million euros. And it was a team of TU Delft, Erasmus MC and Erasmus. Super, super cool. Yeah. And they're pretty good. Yeah, this is, I think, for you.
Yeah.
Okay, now you guys need to work a bit.
Yeah.
If you're open for it. So, yeah, this is, this is the dates.
Yeah. So this may be useful for you.
Yeah, you can, definitely.
Can we get this presentation or can we make a picture of these events? Or
I think both is yes, right? Can we share the presentation?
Yes.
If you, and you can also make a photo?
Yeah.
Or take a photo, sorry, I always.
Yeah, and a lot of, as well, you can always see it on our website and everything and on our socials. We can definitely share that.
Yeah, or send Marta or myself an email, that's all. Or other. Yeah. So, maybe this is already a little bit too. Who came already up with a business idea? The rest not.
Just the idea.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
I have a couple.
Good.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome.
Also, like working, it's in very initial.
No, good. And the rest, why don't you think you had an idea?
Well, I already have my small business, so that's the idea which already is in practice.
Yeah, good. And then evolve the idea because
Yes.
get it. You didn't raise your head, right? I'm gonna learn you. You get an idea in an hour. Yeah. That's
More than
the
one.
easiest fix you ever have. Trust me. Yeah. So we're gonna do 3 rounds. Yeah, you're a perfect group of students. Normally we have students who use a telephone constantly, so thanks already for doing that. And no judgment and no limitation, because the thing is on ideas is that we already think why stuff is not happening. Yeah, so make it so super broad, and there's no right or wrong in this stage. Yeah, you have a form in front of you. So, yeah, this is a little bit complicated. It's all already in one slide. So what we do, we start with 3 minutes and it will be an individual assignment with only the first block. So can you fill in the challenges? And if you already have a business, make it specific. And especially also for you, make it super specific what the challenge is. And it can also be a personal challenge. Yeah, is that clear for everyone?
these challenges and solutions are related to one idea, what you have.
No, you're first going to do only the challenge.
Only the challenge.
Only the 3 challenges. You don't need to fill in.
One idea, what you have.
It can be, but there may also be more ideas.
More.
So
It is. Oh, sorry.
yeah, the problems you want to solve. Well,
Yeah.
So in the broader sense, what do you want to make better in the world? What do you want to make better in your life?
It can be a global idea as well.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be something which can be started.
Yeah. And then we'll work on narrowing it down.
No, wait. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone clear?
So not just the challenges you are facing, which you come or idea.
I would say yes. So if you already have an idea, then make it specific. As a challenge.
General.
No. So solving world problems, problem, poverty, big challenge. But make it as specific and smart as possible.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it can incorporate more ideas. So it is really considered a challenge. So don't already come up with a solution, please. Yeah. And we have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You do the timer. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Has a form, right, or not? Oh, yeah, no, all good. Yeah. Solutions as well. Just. Yeah. Uh, 13 seconds left. Yeah. Oh, four. Okay, cool. Thanks. What was the most difficult part? Does everyone have a challenge? Sorry, 2 questions in 1.
If I may start.
Yeah,
The difficult
yeah.
part is to make it smart, as you mentioned there.
Yeah.
In a sense of structure, timelines. Because if you consider that to be a challenge, you're not certain about the deadlines that you can play on yourself.
Can you share one of the challenges? Pick one.
So currently is to become a citizen of EU by 2026, or actually the third quarter of this year.
Yeah.
And I must combine one, if I may.
Yeah.
Find a partner to lead branding of the company by beginning of 26.
Okay. Yeah. Personal challenge. I'm gonna, yeah, cool. I will get back to you later. Anyone else want to share? You all thought this was the easiest assignment? Okay, get used to it. Because to be honest, what we're now gonna do, and you don't know each other, right? Or you do know each other? No? Okay, cool. Then can you please do it, have a group of 3? Be a little bit, if you move over to.
Right?
Yeah, and then pick one chest Uh, would you like to pick one challenge? Yeah, so pick it in the chart and then pick one challenge. There's
I'm missing.
Oh, sorry, you can. Yeah. It's or you can do, yeah, you can do four. Yeah.
Always welcome.
Watch out for minutes and wait. That's how the 100. Oh, okay. When I get it, first presence on stage and so that's this is my job. So branding. Very political. Nice. I believe big problem, yeah. Big challenge. So very down to earth. Next step, maybe that. I find well, even distribution stuff forward. And I start to see it, you see how they find people here. That was 5,000. This one, this is.
And that's why you can see everything. I could be actually the density of population that's why it's more less medical emergency. My analyze and say, and so isolated area. Just in search of in many water is also synonym for money. In your life, finding the money also is something you generate energy, you generate electricity. So this cycle
One picture, one kid? No, we need two more. Yes.
2 minutes, yeah, 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Sorry, you I cannot hear you. We have just two spots. Yeah.
From the group.
Yeah, one or two from the group. You need to do. You can hear. Can you do 2 minutes?
I appreciate it. It's a lot about how to make it slow, people or
So fundamental, basically it's many people want to buy electric cars, but electric cars are expensive. It's the whole process. Yeah, but we just take it. Most people buy electric car. They are still expensive. That's why people find a way.
You can. You have 2 seconds to do so. Can you share the challenge, please? Yeah, yeah.
Right. So another challenge is, at least I see, is it's quite overwhelming to take the first step.
Yeah.
In corporate world, before I get to start something, I'm thoroughly planned. At least I can see the light at the end of the tunnel before I start. And of course, there'll be problems in between which we navigate through. But on the other hand, this is like a wild forest, and that in the dark. So yeah, talking about when I have an idea, the idea needs market potential, and then look for sales pipeline. Then I need resources to bring the idea to reality. Then funds to manage all these
You
things.
think too much. You should stop.
Exactly.
I think we already have 1 booklet for you, so okay. Wait. Someone else? Share a challenge?
Here we have.
Yeah, please.
Fine.
Yeah.
So
So
let me
wait,
summarize.
just one challenge. Yeah.
So how to find and convince customers of our value or our worth when you lack a network and a reputation.
Yeah.
Combined.
No, good. Steve, yeah. So it's super good. And work on it. Yeah. Can you share? Yeah, sure.
I would say understanding the local market, so that you can really exploit your product, be able to sell better because you understand the market.
Yeah. So I ask the right questions. Yeah. Cool. Can you share? Which one of the 3 of you would like to?
Yes, we actually had like 2
Yeah, go for it. It's fine.
we're interested in.
Yeah.
So the one problem is like the lack of like hair salons for people with Asian hair types.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. And the other one is if you're traveling by air, there's a lot of charges on your luggage, and also you can store them somewhere. But once you store them, we would also like to be able to move the luggage.
Yeah, cool. So you work on those 2. They're perfect. Super good. Yeah. One thing, think a little bit on what the challenge is or the problem, because you're already thinking on a solution. Yeah? But use that a bit too. I gave you 10 seconds extra. Did you already make a choice? Oh no.
So for our group,
Yeah.
I really like her challenge, like the vegan medicines basically. Like sometimes, like I myself is vegetarian and I don't prefer supplements. Of course, if I'm dying, I'll eat anything. But like the supplements, sometimes let's say vitamin D and stuff, if there is beef or something, I really don't take those supplements. I try to find the alternatives.
Yeah.
So like supplements or general medicines which are kind of vegan or
Yeah, how to
something like-
find it, search for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Here, you had the biggest, huge compliments from your team. Okay, cool. Perfect. I already love the energy. I love the thing. I'm gonna get back to you in 2 minutes. So what we're now gonna do is that you work together on a group on the solution. Yeah? So that's what we do in the next 5 minutes on the second part. That's clear for everyone? Yeah. Can I help?
So you don't have to focus on what's good right now. There are almost certainly look at how many ways and
You wanted to make sandwiches. You don't want to make sandwiches. Who will make the sandwiches? The preparation of you have somebody like that's the main challenge. Who will make the sandwiches? Already talked about flavor, expansion, scale up. These are very further problems. The first problem is who will make the sandwiches and what will happen if that person runs away to the hospital. Then who will make the sandwiches? Again, now I understand your challenge. My mistake because I have already received that before make the exam. Find a person who will make the because that may be the most difficult challenge. Not spicy. It's spicy. That's the next problem. First it's less because you know personally make you need a salary of 20K. Get it down.
Which accepted quite but then it's not always the best for example, I did something just I know the best house I've learned a lot of stuff and then you go start looking it's like problem solved.
Already the business is already valued now billions.
Build a river.
No escape. Ideas are put in the air without. And then you can first
Dr. Jeff, okay, who would like to share the solution?
So I'm super interested in these guys because I know you pivoted already, which is very entrepreneurial.
Cool. Share.
This is the complex still.
Confused in
Yeah.
the process.
Yeah, we are so confused.
We couldn't decide which one to follow.
Switched ideas. Okay, then stay a bit. Yeah,
She will.
can you share one of the solutions?
So I guess I need to explain the idea as well a bit.
Yeah,
So it's proving sandwiches and opening a food truck or a place to sell, and my challenge was to understand the market.
Yeah.
To understand better the market. And they said that's the first thing. So to do that, I was thinking at the beginning, I was thinking, I need people, do it yourself, start doing tasting and start meeting people one-to-one.
Yeah.
And do the market research yourself. Like you will lose less time and in probably training somebody else.
Yeah.
Just go
Cool.
for it.
Yeah, so it's a food truck on a festival. Is that
No, the idea is to be for lunch hour.
Alternate location.
Okay. Yeah. I have a book recommendation. That's do you know the Innocent Drink story?
No, the Innocent
Drinks. It's a smoothie company. It was they started. They used to work at the BCG or one of the biggest consultancy firms. They met there and they wanted to start a smoothie company in the UK. They went to the nicest smoothie festival. They had 2 bins, a yes and a no bin. So do I need to start my own business if you drink this smoothie? And then there were 3 no bins in it. Do you know maybe from who the no was it? No. From their mothers, because they thought they get bankrupt if they start their own business. And the rest was only yes. So twofold, what do you learn from this?
It's a do the research yourself on it and do up.
I just do it, and the other one is.
Don't tell your mother.
No, it's storytelling. Because now you will know when to read this. So see, so use it as a perfect story. Yeah. Cool. I do have one challenge. So who would like to stay for the next session? Yeah? Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So then I would like to do it twofold. We'll mix up the schedule a bit because we have VR goggles, but then we move that to the next session if you're all okay. And then we work a bit. Then we have like now 15-minute break.
Okay.
And then we come back, then we do the last assignment, and then we move to the next session. If you are all okay, if not, please say. That's also entrepreneurship.
But we have been registered for other sessions as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to be there as well, otherwise they may not like it.
They are the organizers, so if it's okay.
If you want to stay here, because I think you're all working on something very nice here. And we promised you an experience with VR Google. So if you want to stay, please stay. It's okay.
Yeah, and if you if you want to go, it's also fine. You can take your goggles. So that's not open for discussion. Yeah. So then we do a 15-minute break. Have some drinks, toilet break, and then come back. All good?
Yeah.
And anyone who's going to the next session that we would see will also be at the bar. If you pick up brains, then feel free. We're always happy to do
Going to the next session, because I'm already promising. It's very interesting, but this is very interesting for me. Because I have a lot of challenges and I also expertise, you know. I didn't learn about it. Enterprise planning. Yeah. 17th of June.
Yeah, but you in the river. You were doing finance.